Hello, everyone. Sir Tom Hackrai back again. Frank or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I am going to do a quick live streaming sesh, building Gensokyo and Trainz. So I didn't do a afternoon or late morning stream today because I was at work, dealing with dogs. I know I'm making it look like it's a bad thing, but it's actually really fun hanging out with dogs, cute little, handling other people's fur babies. It's an awesome experience. But I am back. Originally I was going to do this stream earlier in the evening, but I was hung up eating dinner, showering, watching Hugby's new video on the Looney Tunes reboot that nobody liked, the edgy one, Toons Unleashed, I guess, or Looney Unleashed, or whatever the hell it's called. So I got distracted with that, and then some other things I had to deal with. So, but anyway, I'm here. We can start the live stream. Just gotta set up the thing. All right, so let's begin. Where's the background? There we go. Background fixed. I also adjusted the window in Trainz because I watched one of my live streams earlier this morning and I noticed that most of the window for Trainz was cut off. So yeah. Well, it wasn't the entire window, it was just the whole right side was cut off, so I had to fix that, obviously. So let's get in. Edit route. So yesterday I did some extra work. After the stream had ended and towards the middle of the night, I added this entire section of the main line. So I also added signals to some of the yards. I added this shed to Ferry's End because this is the branch line terminus, and so branch line locomotives would have to be stored. So I added this shed, added that back wall. Added a fueling point for diesels, but the diesels in this game that do fuel consumption consume fuel very, very slowly, like to the point where the number doesn't even change at all. So yeah. So anyway, continuing down the main line in this straight segment, we enter Riverside. So in the lore of the Maidens of the Railway, AU, this is where one of the early railways of Gensokyo ended, particularly the Hackray and Forest Railway. The Hackray and Forest Railway, which ended here but was extended to Inari Village, and this was originally a point where goods from the Forest of Magic are taken, and they're taken to this river and they're shipped by boat to other places. and a shunting yard used to exist, but was destroyed during the but because of how poor the railway was, it was not really super conducive to send freight here for boat transport. Plus, a good chunk of the infrastructure was destroyed in the Great Yokai Riot of 1917. So yeah, but in the modern railway, it's basically just sort of a touristy sort of beach town that exists in the east of Gensokyo. Hence why the station has these weird wooden platforms. It's not really meant to be super important. Then we have another stone bridge. I added a couple stone bridges to this part of the main line because this is one of the more older parts of the railway. The newer parts are towards the central portion of Gensokyo. So, yeah. And then we enter here, which is Inari Village, which has this small shunting yard. It only has one siding, and that's for the loading and unloading of cattle. And the main line here changes from 2 to 4. There's even a dead end for the for one of the tracks. And does this track look a little bent to me? That looks a little bent. So yeah. And one thing that I added, so in my old Gensokyo route, it's basically just these kinds of lights, but because these line side lights are kind of hard to calibrate correctly on any line that's more than two lines wide, so I added signal gantries. They have the same 3-aspect signals, and they are on hanging from a gantry. And that's just there to ease up operations. And then here is the end of the line as it is. So the next large yard with like the large section of railway that has a proper marshalling yard is Kitsune Fell, which is the next station up from here. But honestly, I'm probably going to add that station. And then that's probably going to be it for mainline stations, as I'm going to try and decorate this section of the railway with towns and buildings and stuff. Mostly just to get the scenery down on pat and just to situate the railway. So we go to our filter list. Change the pick list. Industry. We need the 4. Let's check the favorites list. Platform. This is what I'm going to use for Kitsune Fell. My head. By the way, if you're hearing noise, that's just everybody else in my group home doing stuff. Namely, getting everybody on the toilet one last time before they go to bed. I am honestly not a huge fan of how this place operates. Mostly because it's hard to make content here without, everybody going, In fact, in some of my videos, it's not really noticeable, but you can hear my housemates being loud for no particularly good reason other than, disabled noises, I guess. Delete you. So, yeah. YouTube content is hard to make when you live with the special needs people. So, yeah, I lost track of what I was saying. But yeah, basically, it's hard to make content here in the house. When there's other people around. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been uploading as much. Largely because of having to work around everybody else not being able to control themselves, mostly because they're so disabled that they can't really control themselves, so I kind of have nothing to be mad at. But at the same time, I'm the most capable person in the house that wants to do normal people shit, and it's hard to do normal people shit when your life is basically all about wheelchair vans, eating dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon or in the evening, everybody being in bed at 7, and stuff. For example, one of the guys recently got put on oxygen, and so now we have all these signs, and really that doesn't affect me. Just God forbid somebody opens a light and the house goes up. However, knowing the quality of staffing in special needs placements, not just in Massachusetts, but throughout the whole United States, I wouldn't put it past somebody to actually be dumb enough to light a match near the oxygen machine and basically do the watch the conflagration that will happen. But yeah, living in a group home is kind of difficult when you're a content creator, and it just sucks. Also doesn't help that, yeah. Also, the staff are kind of iffy. They try their best. They're really good at wanting to give an effort, but if I have to, assault myself or assault another person, and then get sent to a respite home for a fortnight, and that's the only way to get positive change to happen in this group home, no. No. And there's, other annoying shit, how we have, this one housemate that sort of can walk and likes to open doors, and for some reason he likes to open the door when I'm inside the bathroom. And to be real for a moment, having people walk in on you in the bathroom is a very common thing here, and I'm pretty sure it's just a quirk of Seven Hills being lol, XD, what are privacy rights. We don't know what those are. All our staff have been... all our staff are basically special needs versions of Patrick Star, so, you know, what is a bathroom door? It's to the point where, like, you know, if they didn't want bathroom doors, then they could have just installed, like, you know, those French windows, you know, those French window doors that are basically just panes of glass interspaced with wood. Which, you know, I wouldn't mind, but, like, yeah. I could go on and on about my group home, basically, but basically it's just BS. And I don't like it. But this is what I have for the time being. I'm too much of a pussy to really do anything about changing up the status quo, as it were. So this is my living situation for the time being. I mean, it could be worse. I could be on Skid Row, but, you know, Skid Row's in California, and I live in Massachusetts, which is, in my humble opinion, a much better state. So up, down, up, down. Okay. So, yeah. Such is life. As Cave Johnson would say, if life gives you lemons, turn them into hand grenades, because apparently that's an option. Yeah. So another thing I started doing is making standardized plugin thumbnails for my YouTube videos. And that's been cool. One of the reasons why with the channel rebranding and doing the whole British Rail aesthetic is because it's simple, it's clean, it's modern, and I'm able to recreate that look using my limited graphical design skills. Like, let me tell you something about me being a graphical designer. Graphical design is my passion, and I do not mean that in the sort of competent sort of, oh, you know, I'm good at it. I mean, when I say graphic design is my passion, I mean I suck at it. And I suck at it hard. So, you know. So whenever I try to do something, I try to, like, make it, like, high enough effort where it looks good, but also low enough where I can actually accomplish making something in it. Let's move you down a little bit. Yep. Yeah, so that's why I'm going with the British Rail aesthetic, which honestly is a really weird decision to make as a person who mostly does, like, Toho project-related stuff. But I also want to say that, no, that this is sort of a crossover, a Toho Railway crossover channel. And I want to do content that's both related to Toho project, but also content related to railroads and the art of railway enthusiasm and rail fanning and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, there's no real way to, like, combine the two with my current skill set without doing something stupid, so this is where we at. This is where we at. Doom 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 ba da ba da ba doop boop 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 doop. Yeah. I know I'm putting the station crossover turnouts. Oh dear, those are red. That much better? So, what I'm trying to do for Inari Village. So, this is going to be the terminus for this. So there's going to be an engine shed here for this region of the railway. So, yeah. What if we remove that spine point? No, that's no good. Those rails shouldn't be bendy like that, but I am not good enough at Trainz to really figure out how to make it better. Maybe I do. If we introduce a few spline points. I'm just going to just a 4-lane shed will do. I want a 4-lane shed for Christmas. I want to be our shed for Christmas. Only a BR1 will do. It sucks so bad, but it's what we have, so that's what I will do. God, I remember, you know the song, I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas? Somebody made a version about that, and it was like a whole brony thing, and it's called I Want a Dakimakura for Christmas. For those who don't know what that is a body pillow. Or at least the Japanese term for a body pillow. No, I ran in the wrong direction. And, yeah, and it had body pillow covers that feature like My Little Pony Friendship's Magic characters, which is... Okay, so I think I should talk about my time as a brony. So I used to be a brony way back in the day. And frankly, it was the most interesting, one of the most interesting 2, maybe 3 years that I've ever had. One of the reasons why the main reason why I stopped being a brony and I stopped participating in it is largely because it was just one of those things that was kind of looked down upon socially at the program I was at, Reed Academy, which, if you're a Framingham kid, then, you know the place, especially if you're special needs. And, so I was kind of looked down upon. It's just one of those things where not really super desirable, but really the main reason has to do with the fact that my family did not have cable. The only real way to really catch up with the show and stay with the show was if you had the channel that had My Little Pony on. I think it was called The Hub. Then it became like Discovery Kids, which is weird because it used to be a Discovery, basically a channel like for Discovery called Discovery Kids or whatnot, and then it's weird that it got branded to The Hub, and then come to think of it, calling it The Hub is kind of unfortunate. Like of all the names you're gonna give it that one. Fucking idiots. I'm actually gonna insert a spline point here. Oh, just delete this section. So I'm actually gonna I need a carriage shed. Is there enough space to put down another 4-lane shed? So yeah, I stopped becoming a brony largely because I couldn't get new episodes. My family had at the time cut cable, and basically we didn't have cable, but we did have a bunch of streaming services. But this was during a time where streaming services weren't really home to new content being made for it just yet. So basically there's just not a whole lot of content to really new My Little Pony Friendship is Magic content basically wouldn't come out on cable, or on streaming services rather. And that's why I quit, because and it's not for the usual, and it's kind of like the weirdest reasons to really quit the fandom. Because when you think of quitting the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fandom, it's usually because of toxic stuff, people being doing not so nice things to kids, groomers, and those are really the normal reasons why people quit the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fandom. I quit it because I didn't have cable. One of the weirdest things to not to like quit the fandom around, but like, you know, I'm pretty sure there's like weirder ones. Don't like how high that brick wall is. Oh, this one's much better. Does that look natural? Sometimes you can make really weird looking switches in this game. And sometimes you just gotta mess with the splines a little bit. Yeah. So I got the yard set up. Actually, I don't need to consult it because I know exactly what industries to put down. General goods, as per usual. Gotta find the warehouse one. Warehouse, industry warehouse, small. Yep, it's our good friend palletized goods. Haven't seen that since working on the, yeah. So the industry is all put on this line right here. Let's see what other. Got a piece of the route Bible. Oh, lumber. We need the lumber mill. I'm going to orientate you this way. Shit, forgot the lumber mill. points. Move it along there. It's not what I wanted. Yeah, that doesn't look funky at all. I fucking hate how that Dakimakura song is stuck in my head. Oh, of course it's all bendy and shit. Insert spline. There we go. I think 3 shall do. Passing loop. What I might do if I have time is run a couple of freight trains on this layout. So I don't like that. I don't like that either. So I have a bunch of ideas for cosplay skits. I plan to do a sequel to the Hey Mister parody. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be like another copy pasta like the mesothelioma a bit, but surely I'll think of something good for that. Fuck me. Sharp turn. But that breaks the points. Yeah, that looks good. I think. That line is crooked. I'm not sure if that's really super fixable. Of course that one's red. extend. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this a bunch of times, but I need to set yard speeds. I should probably add signals. First, gantries. So I had this little fun industrial route that's basically this giant circle with industries on it, and the signals are kind of set away too far apart, so trains would wait long ass periods of time before a locomotive exit a block, because you have this block that was like practically 10 miles long. So I'm gonna try and be more frequent with signal placement. So, what else? So what I think I might start doing is doing more Toho related content. Mostly because the tough thing with that is I don't really play the games because I am not a huge fan of games. I tend not to play games that I suck at, and I think bullet hell shooters are exactly that, hell. Like the only shooter that I can really get past that is similar in vein to the gameplay of Toho Project is Gradius on the NES, and I can only get to I can only get past like the third stage with like save states and rewind. As for other games sort of like Toho Project, basically I game over within the first 3 stages. And Toho Project is one of those games where you kind of have to get good, as it were. And frankly, I do not want to play the game of fuck around and find out with the get goods. I like games that are stupidly difficult, and Zune is kind of guilty of making hard games. I mean, even the music goes hard, but like that's going hard in a good way. You know. A new Toho game came out. I don't know how I feel about. I really need to get up to date with Toho Project related stuff because I have been kind of out of the loop with Toho projects for years. Which on one hand, it's kind of funny to have all your Toho information be, you know, stuck in the year 2015, but at the same time, it's not really fun. They have a new Toho character that looks like a grape. Come on, for fuck's sake. Move. God, I fucking hate these gantry signals. I'm gonna have to do a whole bloody bunch of these. There we go. You don't have to be so bloody difficult. A feathered signal? I guess that is a feathered signal. But feathered in the opposite direction. So, new ideas for Toho skits. I have one about Ran Yakimos running away to the Save a Fox Foundation. That's one skit idea that I have. Oh yeah, I discussed that before. Duh. Chat's deader than a the doornail in hell, so. Come on, get underneath the fucking gantry. Get. Come on, fucking. I don't get why line side signals are so easy to manipulate. Gantry signals, you gotta like click on them in like a very specific manner. God, I hate these things. Why God made them, I don't know. Boop. 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 An easy way to tell if your signals are working is if you lay them down and you look in one direction and the direction heading towards an unfinished or a either an unfinished or a or set to an area where the points are set against, and then you look in the opposite direction and they're green, that means they're working. If they are red, and that means either the line is unfinished up ahead, or there's a pair of switch that are set against it. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to stream for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to close it. My phone is pretty much almost out of battery, so I can't really supervise chat very well, mostly because I do not have a dual monitor setup. If you guys see in some of my videos that I have what looks like to be a second monitor, that's a TV, and Windows 10 doesn't recognize it as a second monitor, so I can't really use my TV as a second monitor, even if I wanted to. Two gantries are kind of I'm going to redo that one signal gantry because I feel like that's kind of too close to the other one, to the one ahead of it. Come on, you moron. You bitch. Oh wait, there's one last one to do. Do one more pair of gantry signals. It's looking like we won't have enough time to run another test train on this route, so yeah, that sucks, but them's the brakes. I'll just fill in the other gantries. Get them set up for tomorrow. Fuck you. Alright, I want to say we're all caught up. We'll go here. Alright, so that does it for tonight's stream. That was tedious. I know I kind of did a fair amount of bitching in this thing, and it's probably going to be an annoying and kind of, not an annoying kind of VOD to watch, but at least I was the most talkative, so I'm beginning to get better at this, huh? So, you know, glad some people are watching this, or at least one person, so that's Gucci. Other than that, yeah, Trainz. God, I hate those gantry signals. They're so particular. Like, you gotta like click on just the right spot to be able to move them. I hate how wonky their hitboxes are. But hey, at least I'm not playing Smash Brothers, so that's a net positive, I believe. More of a gross, but who cares? Nobody cares about Smash. That's why Nintendo sends them cease and desist letters, which makes them bastards. But you know, I don't see people putting up banners that say all Nintendo's lawyers are bastards. So you know, so yeah, Trainz and Toho Project. Like, it sucks that I don't do a whole. I should definitely do more Toho content. But Waltha's is pretty much dead. My cosplay skits feel kind of tangential to Toho Project, and I should really, do more research into the more modern lore of the new games just to really catch up. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, which is most likely going to be Friday, because that's the next available time where I can really live stream, because I kind of don't like live streaming this late, because there's just not a whole lot of time to really get much stuff done in terms of live streaming content. So yeah, see you then. I'll definitely do the cosplay Trainz stream this Saturday if I can get to it, because I'm gonna try and film that Ran runs away to Save a Fox Foundation video. I also need to pick up a new prescription, new eyeglass prescription. So that's gonna be fun. Try to get a bunch of that stuff done in one day, and one of these things, depending on how things go, I'm gonna have to delay one of those things, either the stream or the video, to Sunday, and that's gonna be really what I have going on. All right, thanks for watching, and